Come to everything. All right. Welcome, Todd. Thank you for coming. We're going to start. David, are we ready? Thank you. We want to convene the May 25th meeting of the Metroplex Board of Directors. Welcome. It's a beautiful evening here in downtown Schenectady. First item on our agenda is the approval of the minutes of the April 27th meeting. I have a motion to accept. Thank you, Neil. Second from Sharon. Any comments, corrections, changes? Seeing none, all those in favor of adopting the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
I wasn't.
Okay, so we have two abstentions. We're taking notes, Jennifer, or who's taking David?
So I wasn't here either. Should I say?
No, we don't have a moment, we don't have. I
It's
think
fine.
we're all right.
All right, we're okay.
Next up is the treasurer's report.
Okay, hi, how's everybody today? Okay. So we have a total of revenue coming in for the month of $3,004,215 on a budget of 3.2. We're a little behind, but this is pretty typical and normal. We have cash and equivalents of $5,113,849 and undistributed budget of $3,958,389. And we have the pre-development report, and we have an available balance of $351,451 on the pre-development budget. So everything has moved along extremely well. I can't thank the team here enough. They do a great job. So keeping us all intact and doing a great job. So
Great. Any questions?
What's our projected income per year from our cap 1%? What's projected?
We use the county's projections, which are all very conservative. I think, David, do you know, James, when we missed Jamie's update?
Current budget is $9,500,000. But with
Right now, we're running way ahead, so.
right,
We
we
I-
had 13 last, 13 stands out as the last.
I think it was
we
11.
went over 10 in the past.
I think
Something
it was
like that.
10 or 11.
I
someplace
think it was
in there.
like just under 11. I think it was last year, but I anticipate that, based on just everything going on in the market around us, I mean, we should surpass the budgeted amount that we are in. So I think Jamie would agree with me. He's not here, but I'm going to speak for him.
Okay, any other comments or questions? Seeing none, those in favor of adopting the treasurer's report, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. We have a number of resolutions tonight. We start in downtown Schenectady at 354 Broadway. This continues the work we're doing on Broadway. We have two resolutions. One is a seeker resolution, and the second one is adopting the general project plan. Let me talk a little bit about the project, and we can get a motion. This is our friend developer John Roth, who's done already so much work on the Broadway corridor, and we list them here in the general project plan. One project after another, from Griffin Greenhouse to Marcella's Appliances to new office buildings to cleaning up a lot of blighted areas down there. And in addition, developing Sefke Square downtown, the Electric City Apartments, and projects in Rotterdam, Glenville, and Niskayuna. This is a new 5-story, 79,972 square foot office building, $26 million budget. All the local approvals are in place. Leases have been signed. Bank financing is in place. And it really is a capstone on the major work that Metroplex has been involved in since 2004 to clean up the Broadway corridor. This goes from the current office building at 376 Broadway, extends along the street wall to the dermatology office that is right next to the way station. So it basically runs the length of Broadway, really creates a great street presence there. And then, of course, you have that one last building, which just renovated and connected the upstate dermatology, and then our big parking lot, and then the parking garage. And we're working still very hard on the way station and the parking lot. We'll be back to you on that shortly. We still remain very committed to that project. So we have a proven developer here who has financing in place. our assistance is a pilot that's very beneficial to the city. We're getting a very good number here on what is now vacant land. It's a sales tax exemption, mortgage recording tax exemption, no grant money of any kind or any other assistance. It's a solid project with a proven developer. We're happy to move it forward. We held a public hearing on May 18th, did not receive any comments. So we're ready to move
How's
this
it gonna use the
forward.
building?
Office building,
Just totally office?
Yes.
Is it leased yet, or is
it's
it
fully leased.
fully leased?
Can I make a motion?
Sure, this on the secret resolution, motion by Karen, I need a second.
Second?
Thank you by Neil. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
On the general project plan,
I make a motion.
same group.
Yeah.
Neil, you want to second it?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Next, we go to a really interesting building on 26 North Broadway, the Swift Building, Resolution 1558-22. This is an interesting building. It's between 20 North on Broadway and Pinhead Susan's. It's right across from our parking lot, the city lot that we refer to. The developer is John Somotowski. He's done many projects with us around downtown. It's kind of an interesting building. At one point, it was owned by the Swift Meat Company, Swift
I
Premium.
remember the railroad cars used to pull up and back, and they would take the hanging beef and roll it in.
There you
I
go.
remember that
Yeah.
as a kid.
That's-
I remember that.
And you know.
It is,
Swift-
there's a platform right even with the
Yeah,
railroad tracks.
and it's right there with the
cool.
rail. So it's a really interesting building. And it was cared for and was occupied by a local group that ran a chain of nursing homes. And they had their corporate headquarters there. And then they sold that chain of nursing homes to a company from New York City who didn't need the office location. So it's sat vacant for a while. John has gone in there and is developing it as a shared workspace. Got very interesting plans for the facility. It's about $250,000 investment. Our participation is $50,000 facade grant. One of the tenants they're putting in there is the Green Market, which is really nice. It's a block really from City Hall Square that we're going to start calling it. It's close to Proctor's, and the Green Market, you know, every week they got to lug stuff out to the market to Proctor's. So this finally gives them kind of a home base downtown where they can store and operate on a daily basis. They also have a really interesting program funded by the Schenectady Foundation called the Food Box Program, where they're taking boxes of fresh produce from the Green Market and delivering it to folks, especially needy folks, at a very good cost, low cost basis, as an adjunct to the Green Market. So they're able to assemble those boxes and do that work in the building. So it's a good use of that. But it's a good adaptive reuse of an older building that unfortunately had been empty for a number of years. And John has got a proven track record, and it's a very modest investment on our part, but I think a good one.
Do they plan on any refrigeration in that building?
In the Green Market space, no, not that I'm aware of, no.
Well, just a word of caution. I've been in the produce business for an awful lot of years, and there's a lot of produce you can't let sit and heat. And sometimes when you see some of the stuff sitting on the Green Market and sits all day and it sits in the heat, that doesn't help the product. Most of the product needs refrigeration, and if they don't have refrigeration,
Yeah.
I'm very concerned.
Oh, we'll pass that concern along. It's a good point. You certainly know the industry. They're just starting that program with a grant, as I said, for the Schenectady Foundation. You know, basically taking stuff right off the Green Market and getting it out the door as quickly as they can. But we'll pass that along. It's good
The
concern.
other thing it doesn't say is what months will this operate?
Every month,
Yes.
all
The
year
Green
long.
Market is year round, so it's outside.
Where do they grow produce locally?
In
Oh,
the
they do
winter,
in
they have
greenhouse.
the winter market moves inside to Proctor's. So it's in Proctor's and Key Hall, and they have different types of vendors, you know, more baked goods,
But
meat,
they're
things
saying,
like that.
They're
They have some inside.
they're saying they're growing it, and
Yes,
I'm
they
asking
are.
the question, where are they growing it?
They are growing it in greenhouses, the farmers do.
So, but I mean, the winter market certainly takes on a different characteristic than the
Yes.
summer market. You
Yes.
have more
fruit,
You know,
vegetables, and more
yeah, root vegetables.
vegetables that last through the.
Sure.
But they still have like microgreens and.
All right.
Yeah.
different greens.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
baked goods and vendors.
It's
and stuff.
really popular. I think there are over 90 vendors now, or over 100. I can't remember.
I
It's
think-
very big.
They've
And it's-
increased it. It's over, I think it's 100.
I think it's
I
over
think it's
100.
over 100.
And it rivals, or if it doesn't, and they're all friendly competitors and colleagues, but it's as big as, if not bigger than the Troy Market, which is on Saturdays. This is, of course, the Sunday market. But again, that's just one small tenancy. If you look at the picture there in the smaller building with the loading dock, that's why they like that building. The main building is going to be a eclectic mix of office tenants, shared workspace. He's already lined up a number of tenants. It's very
It's
exciting.
almost full.
Yeah, it's almost full.
I'll make the motion.
Okay, Sharon, anyone want a second? Thank you, Nancy. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And Karen wants to
I
abstain.
need to abstain on this.
We can note that for the record, that'd be great. Next, we go to our work in the South Church Street area. This is, I hope, if your schedule allows, you'll join us tomorrow at 9 o'clock for the ribbon cutting at the Van Gogh exhibit at the Armory Studios. We've been doing a lot of work down there, including demolishing the trailway station, resurfacing, paving, lighting, cameras. And we are looking to add to Resolution 1559-22, $350,000 to the project costs that we're incurring down there to really clean up this area of downtown. This area of downtown was desolate just a couple of years ago. It is now well on the way to recovery. They had a concert with the Marshall Tucker Band at Frog Alley. Jennifer was there. Among almost 2,000 people were there. I mean, it has become a major entertainment destination and venue. The tech companies that are in that building, the Armory is just, and again, it reflects the earlier investment by this board. As you recall, we helped the Armory with some critical investments to build ADA access, put in an elevator, make some improvements, and the place is just skyrocketed. It's just absolutely taken off. We'll talk more about that in a minute because I continue to pursue film and television productions there. But this is a very worthwhile thing. I want to thank Gene. He has been just a miracle worker down there. If you go down there tonight, they're just finishing up. Plenty of time to spare because the exhibit opens tomorrow. But we've worked right up to the deadline and really making some great improvements down there. We also want to thank the county for buying up a lot of the lots down there and really putting a lot of, at this point, almost $4 million on the table to acquire property in that area, and including the 1 acre lot that's right behind Frog Alley, so that there's a lot of parking assets. There is free parking for the Van Gogh exhibit, almost 200 spaces, and we look forward to a successful show. So I need a motion on this, and a second, we can have any discussion.
So
Karen?
moved.
And a second, Sharon? Any further discussion? Again, we hope to see you tomorrow, or if not, then buy tickets and head to the show when you
Can
can.
you suggest we look at parking lot A?
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
The biggest lot is you come down South Ferry and you go into Lot D. That's a big lot. There's hundreds of space, there's a ton of spaces there. You can just walk over to the Armory from there. Lot A will probably fill up quick. That's right at the back entrance of the Armory. Lots C and D are smaller, but depending on what time you get there, all of these lots will be available tomorrow and through the run of the show at the Van Gogh. You look at the list of cities, if you have a chance, and this show is in Dublin, it's in London,
Philly.
it's in Philly, it's in Washington, it's just opening in Cincinnati and downtown. It's in Boston. It's just been in major markets. We were very aggressive. When we heard they were considering Albany, we went after it real hard. It's great to be in that league of cities, Sacramento, Vegas, Boston, Raleigh, Miami, Schenectady. It rolls right off your tongue, and we're looking for a
How
good show.
long is it gonna be here?
It's going to be here at least a couple of months, 2-3 months. It may extend the run. you know, depending on how they do. They don't really want to break down the show in the holiday season, so they may stay. They may do other shows here. They love the Armory. And the Armory is just perfect. 50-foot ceilings with no columns. You'll see if you can stop by. If you can't make it tomorrow and you want to get in and see it, just give me a call and get you in there anytime. Because I know people have to work. It's hard about it. Sorry, but it's just, well, we've worked really hard on it. I want to thank the county, as I said, the city's helping us. Discover Schenectady's done a fantastic job. Ray and Jeff Legier, who own the Armory, have done a great job. Really good team on the field for this one. So
I did a little homework on Van Gogh. You know, he was only 37 when he died. 37.
Really?
Yep.
He was young. I didn't know he was that young.
I think he was born in 1853 and died in 1893, something like that.
Did a lot of work during those years.
Yeah. Plus he was nuts.
he had trouble. I guess the show really tries to get you into his mindset. And you know, tomorrow if you're there, they're going to just walk people through the space, but the tour itself takes about an hour because there's narrated sections and things like that. But all right, so we have a motion and a second. We call the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Next, we go to resolution 1560-22. We're adding $30,000 to our previous commitment of $60,000 to continue the efforts of Discover Schenectady to bring television and film productions to Schenectady, including the Armory Studios. When Van Gogh leaves, we're already chasing productions. Because of their efforts, we had both Showtime and HBO here, knocked it out of the park. Both of them were here. You can't get better than that in this business. We've had just tremendous success. It's really become the dominant sound stage in the capital region. They will hopefully be announcing additional productions coming there for 23 shortly. The county is going to fund this in their budget starting next year. So this is our last piece. We had done 60 to keep this going, and we're going to ask for your support to do an additional 30. But in 2023, this will become a county-funded item in the Discover Schenectady budget. Excuse me. Need a motion and a second on this?
So moved.
Karen, second. Neil, thank you. Any discussion? I want to thank Donna Pinnell, who is the Film Schenectady staff person. She does a fantastic job working with the Armory and with the other film production people on the board and in the capital region generally. So great. Did we call a question? We did not. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Next, we go to Rotterdam. We discussed this at last month's meeting. This is a company that is now in Albany. We do not call on companies in other communities, but when people are looking to expand and grow as this company is, they reached out and hired a broker to go out and find them a new facility, a place where they could grow and expand. And when that is the situation, we're very aggressive. We meet with people. We turn things around quickly. They're constructing a 21,750 square foot warehouse and office building in Rotterdam. It's about a $4.25 million project. It's a very nice company. They've been around for a long time, since the 50s. They have a lot of staff. They pay really well. They're very concerned with their staff. This is going right next to one of our big successes in Rotterdam, Tech Fibers, which is an international technology manufacturing company that's in Rotterdam. This is the second action. We voted on this before. We had the public hearing on May 18th. We didn't receive any comments. And so we want to move this forward to the construction phase. They're getting their final approvals in the town of Rotterdam at the next meeting. So we're ready to move this ahead. Need a motion on this? Want to make it, Nancy? Thank you. Second, Aaron. I want to thank, the late Richard Farrell was actually the broker that the company hired, and Richard sadly passed. This was the last deal that we were able to work with Richard on. He's he did, very good person. Was on the city planning commission. Got ill suddenly and passed, and we want to, thank him for all he did for Schenectady for many years, but he helped introduce this deal to us, and again, they looked at sites within a 60, 70-mile radius of Capital District, and we were able to win it, so appreciate Richard's help. We have a motion and a second. Again, we have two resolutions here, I'm sorry. One is seeker. We have a motion on that. A second, can I have all those in favor say aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? And then I need a motion and a second on adopting the general project plan. Nancy again, Neil, thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. We have one other item that we wanted to add to the agenda tonight, and kind of just want to start the ball rolling on something. Jennifer can put something on the video up on the screen. We have been. This is a property in Rotterdam Junction, right on Route 5S. And it is right next to where the state just invested $8 million to improve the bike path. It is right on 5S where the town has received money to put new sidewalks along the road, which is really going to help beautify the junction. And this property, there's a couple of pictures here, I believe, Jennifer, right? Do you want to go through them? It is just an absolute disaster.
Who owns it?
A gentleman who goes by the name Prem, and we have been working with him. You see the tape that was put there by the town building inspector, Jim Keith. He's very concerned about the integrity of the building, and this is along a very busy stretch of highways. You have thousands of cars go by this every day. You have a new Dollar General being built in Rotterdam Junction. You have the sidewalks going in. You have the bike trail. And it is just a horribly blighted building. David had been working with the owner and through the land bank to have the owner donate the building to the land bank with $10,000 to the land bank, and the land bank would then demolish the building and probably sell a lot to the neighbor, which we try to do. Side lot development is very common. And we were making progress with this gentleman, and then he basically has just disappeared on us. He's not answering phone calls. We contacted his lawyer. His lawyer can't get a hold of him.
Did he die?
No, he's still with us. He lives in a very nice neighborhood in Niskayuna. We actually delivered paperwork to his home. And, he gets to live in one of the most beautiful streets in Niskayuna, and yet the people of Rotterdam Junction suffer through the neglect and horrific condition of this structure, while he basically lives a princely, king-like existence in the Tony suburbs in Niskayuna, in a very beautiful section of the town. We are just not going to accept this kind of behavior anymore. We worked with this gentleman. We made him a fair deal. He was going to benefit. David's huge expertise in building demolition was going to come to bear, and he's just stopped talking to us. So tonight, I'm going to make a motion that I'd like someone to second, that we find this building to be blighted, which it certainly is, and we want to call for a public hearing to begin the condemnation process.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion?
Yeah, no.
And we also want to send the message that we're just not going
Can't
to do
do
this
it.
anymore.
No, I think that's
Ridiculous.
And it's just, some of these folks are just not responsive, and yet they just, they continue. It's a safety hazard.
Yeah,
It's blighted.
it's dangerous, there's fire potential, there's.
Kids getting inside,
Numerous issues.
and it's not on some back street. It's so.
I don't care if it's
It's a
on a back
good-
street, it doesn't matter. I mean,
But
this
it's a
is
good-
terrible.
But it's a
Look at the
good,
nice house
it's
next
a good
door.
message to
Yes,
send. And
that's
I think that's what it boils down to.
Right.
We just can't allow this any longer.
Right, so I appreciate the board's support of that. So we have a motion and a second. Yeah, any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll begin the condemnation process by calling for public hearing. We'll let you know when that is. Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Any other comments tonight on any subjects?
Thank you.
Just our charter, Metroplex, gives us the ability to promote what we've done. There's advertising we're allowed to do a certain amount of advertising. And I'm just wondering, is there a point in time when it would behoove us to advertise and promote Schenectady in a little different way since we have the resources to do it? And it is in the charter.
Yeah, we've talked about this before, and we can have this further discussions about it. I view the agency as a capital project. What we tell people when they call us every day is we're a capital projects agency. We build stuff, we fix stuff, we demo stuff, we clean up the community. I put my public relations experience to use here by generating prior to COVID, and we've come back strong. On an average year since I've been here, we've done about 100 announcements a year, which is very compelling. You think about it, it's one. You look at our press release section. That in turn generates, earned public relations coverage, which is really the best kind, versus an ad. You're not paying for an ad, you're getting coverage. And Neil, we've talked about the fact that the press coverage and the attitude of the local papers and media towards Schenectady and toward Metroplex has been dramatically improved in the last few years. So our focus has been primarily on that. We did reach out for this Van Gogh show, and we hired a press person because there's so much. We're going to have wall-to-wall coverage tomorrow of this event. So we hired Al Roney, who you may know from WGY. They do a tremendous job for the Rivers Casino, handling their press operation. So we have from time to time contracted out and obtained some media people to help. You're blessed to have a person who can. Jamie has many talents. We all have very talented on the team. I'm able to, in addition to doing the projects, do the promotion work and the press work as an aside. And I think I do a very good job of that. I've talked to a lot of the ad people in the area. None of them have really impressed me. We have not wanted to spend our money on marketing efforts. I killed the marketing effort that was underway when I got here. It was really what was the slogan? It was, they had hired an ad agency out of Albany to do a full-scale marketing effort. It was, and I can't remember the tagline. It's flown out of my mind. It wasn't very memorable, to say the least. It was a multi-million-dollar effort, and I killed it because I thought it was very ill-conceived. So I'm happy to talk to anyone you'd like. It's not something that I've seen as a priority. I think the way we've done the press and the track record is more valuable. We're also trying to reach the investor class, which we do through the business trades and the business review, so that, when a Thompson and Johnson is looking, they know, call Gillen, call Metroplex, and we have, so we've put that mindset in place where if people are investors, they know to call single point of contact in Schenectady, where other communities have a very diffused economic development effort.
Can I just interject something here? Ray comes to, I'm a commercial real estate broker, and Ray comes several times during the course of the year to meetings where there's anywhere between 50 and 100 commercial real estate brokers that are represented throughout the region and beyond. Ray has done a phenomenal job promoting Schenectady via that venue, and he will continue to do so. Everyone knows that if you're looking to get anything done, quite frankly, I've talked to people that say, why can't you go to Albany, and like somebody wants Ray to go to Albany and do what he does in Schenectady and Albany, and it's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. But at the end of the day, Ray does a really good job connecting with the appropriate people that are going to be bringing new businesses, bringing new opportunities into the area. And they all, quite frankly, everybody goes to Schenectady first because of Metroplex, because they know Ray knows how to get the deal done. So
no, I'm happy to talk to anyone.
I just think it's
the other thing is we've talked about is that this is a minefield also, is that the the communities that have chosen this approach of taglines, sloganeering, it's a minefield because it often comes back and turns into a difficult situation. So it's something that you have to be very cautious about, but I'm always open. I've talked to most of the big ad agencies.
We've built close to 3,000 new living residences here.
I think it was 2,000 downtown. But
Okay, a couple of 2,400, 2,500. We continue to build residences. How do people in New York City or New Jersey or south of here ever hear about that?
The Discover Schenectady, so the tourism bureau is doing a terrific job of marketing our attractions, and they have marketing staff that work there, or their marketing goes beyond, I do our Facebook and social media posts. I know how to use it. They are targeting the audience for, are these people interested in outdoor activities? And do they go to the Adirondacks usually and travel through here? Are they interested in the beverage market? So we are supporting Discover Schenectady, and that is really their mission. They're doing a great job.
I couldn't agree with you more. We also deal with CEG, and they've had their efforts to do. They are doing social media in Hartford and in northeastern markets, trying to attract a younger demographic to the region. I met with them this week. Again, we have to prioritize we have a very small staff. We produce a tremendous amount with the staff we have. We have to use our time very, very carefully. And so we cannot get distracted by some of these things. But I'm happy to talk to anyone, anytime about ideas to do a better job with marketing. I'm very proud of the fact that we do about 100 announcements a year. And that is, the proof is in the pudding when you see a company moving to Rotterdam and we go on to the next one. We actually have a conscious effort. We do a couple of deals in the city, then we go out to the towns, and we're now, we try to wrap the whole county into it as well. So we're happy to talk about it anytime. Any other comments, questions? If not, it's a beautiful night. Let's get out there, do some chores or hang out and do something fun.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Thank you. We'll see everybody. Oh, I should mention, we are working on some major projects in Niskayuna and other places in the county. We may have to move to June 8th. The second Wednesday of the month in June is very early. Depending on the schedule of a deal that we've talked about previously in executive session, if you recall, in this deal, if you want to talk about it offline, give me a call. Depending on the flow of that deal, we might need to move the meeting back. We'll keep you posted. I'll try to let you know tomorrow. I was trying to pin down the company today to a decision, but we'll come back to you right away. We try not to meet in July, so the June meeting is going to be pivotal to moving things forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Knight. I want to bring it up at the way station. What's going on? We in good shape there?